The problem of online enticement and online sexual exploitation of children is vast and is ever growing due to our increased reliance on the digital world. Let's consider how things have changed in recent history. Just in the last 10 years, TikTok wasn't around, Instagram was just about to launch, and only 30% of us as adults in the US had smartphones. Enticement and sexual exploitation includes many things. It includes predators communicating with children online with the intent of committing a sexual act, children being groomed online, engaging in sexual conversations with children online, and receiving and exchanging child sexual abuse material online. This victimization takes place on every platform, on messaging apps, through social media, and on gaming platforms. Obscene material sent to children is prevalent and is increasing. Sexually explicit indecent material sent to children online has increased by 120% from 2019 to 2020 in the United States. When you hear this, maybe you think it's not that bad, or maybe that this isn't happening, or maybe you're just thinking that this could never happen to my kid, your kid. Well, Hope for Justice did an experiment, and you might be surprised by what we found. David was our lead investigator on the experiment, and he went online as your typical American teenage girl named Jenny. We all know Jenny. She's 15, she's in high school, she has her own smartphone, and she just got approved by her mom to get an Instagram account. I'll turn it over to David now, and you'll find out more about the online interactions he had as Jenny.
What we did on the 19th of April, 2022 is create an Instagram account. And in an Instagram account, I was able to use one profile picture, which I actually collected as a stock photo from the internet, which contained multiple people within that photo, so that it would be harder to tell exactly who I was. Upon establishment of the Instagram account, within 48 hours, I was contacted by 3 different individuals. We're going to talk about 2 of those. The first person we're going to talk about, immediately he sent me a private message or a DM telling me that he's willing to pay $5,000 for photographs and videos. Later on, he would explain a little bit more about those photographs and videos, but you're going to be able to see some of the things that were discussed. I did tell him a little bit about myself, meaning I did explain to him that I lived at home with my mom and that I was young. This did not deter him for kind of explaining what he wanted. As long as we kept it private and between the 2 of us, certainly he's going to explain a lot of things in his messages about how he wants this to go. One of the big things that you're going to notice right off the bat is obviously that trust factor, that trust issue, and that bonding that he wants to have happen. He wants to make sure that we kept it private, that was between the 2 of us, and that we had trust that we can build upon. He wants to be not only, which he explains, my mentor, but again, that I can only have a conversation with him. The second person that we're going to discuss, immediately you're going to try to see that establishment of trust that's going to continue. It was pretty interesting and again concerning, but he did explain to me, once we started talking about my age, he responds with, I had a friend who talked to a teen and he got in trouble, so we need to be very careful. We need to keep our conversations in the DM. That's a way of isolation. It's also a way to keep things private. And certainly he's going to talk about trust as well and try to build upon that. He's also going to try to show that he's a nice person and that I should trust him. I think it's important to mention, and I can't stress enough, just how quickly I was contacted in the private chat area or the DM or the PM of Instagram by these 2 individuals. You can only imagine if this conversation lasted for weeks or months, which is not uncommon, where we would be at the end of those weeks or months.
Shocking, isn't it? I know what you just saw is a lot. But really, Jenny is no different than any other teen in America today. Think through, what are some of the similarities that you just heard between Jenny and a youth or a teenager in your life? The fact is, online sexual exploitation is pervasive and it's everywhere. No parent or adult thinks that this could hit home, but unfortunately it does. If you don't think that your own child is vulnerable, think again. 93% of teens ages 12 and up go online daily. Over 75% of US teens are on at least one social media platform. Predators go wherever our children are. And where are our kids in this day and age? They're online. Remember, the internet itself is neither good nor bad. We can stop this before it happens by knowing what makes youth vulnerable, the tactics that predators use, and using effective tools and tips to combat this. On July 30th, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Young Living, in partnership with Hope for Justice, is inviting you to take the powerful, important online training course, Keeping Kids Safe in the Digital World. This online exploitation training will equip and empower you to put in place safeguards and protections for your family.